This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Discipline 1. Focus on the wildly important. The first discipline is to focus your finest effort on the 1 or 2 goals that will make all the difference, instead of giving mediocre effort to dozens of goals. Execution starts with focus. Without it, the other 3 disciplines won't be any help to you at all. Why do almost all leaders struggle to narrow their focus? It's not because they don't think focus is needed. Every week, we work with dozens of leadership teams across the world, and almost without exception, they acknowledge that they need greater focus. Despite this desire, they continue to find themselves with too many competing priorities, pulling their teams in too many different directions. One of the first things we want you to know is that you're not alone. The inability of leaders to focus is a problem of epidemic proportions. We also want you to know that when we talk about narrowing your focus in Discipline 1, we are not talking about narrowing the size and complexity of your whirlwind. Although over time, attention to wigs might affect that. Your whirlwind includes all of the urgent activities that are necessary to sustain your business day to day. Focusing on the wildly important means narrowing the number of goals you are attempting to accomplish beyond the day-to-day demands of the whirlwind. Simply put, Discipline 1 is about applying more energy against fewer goals. Because when it comes to setting goals, the law of diminishing returns is as real as the law of gravity. If a team focuses on 2 or even 3 goals beyond the demands of their whirlwind, they can often accomplish them. However, if they set 4 to 10 goals, our experience has been that they will achieve only 1 or 2. They'll be going backwards. If they go after 11 to 20 in addition to their whirlwind, they lose all focus. Confronted with so many goals, the team members will stop listening, let alone executing. Why is this so? The fundamental principle at work in Discipline 1 is that human beings are genetically hardwired to do one thing at a time with excellence. You're probably thinking proudly that you're a great multitasker and can get a lot of things done at the same time. But to the wildly important goal, you want to devote your best efforts. Steve Jobs of Apple had a big company to run and could have proudly brought many more products to market than he did. But he chose to focus on a handful of wildly important products. His focus was legendary, and so were his results. Science tells us the human brain can give full focus to only one object at any given moment. You can't even give your best effort to driving a car while talking on a mobile phone and eating a burger, let alone juggle multiple important business goals at once. MIT neuroscientist Earl Miller says trying to concentrate on 2 tasks causes an overload of the brain's processing capacity, particularly when people try to perform similar tasks at the same time, such as writing an email and talking on the phone. They compete to use the same part of the brain. Trying to carry too much, the brain simply slows down. If this is true of a simple task like processing emails and phone calls, think of the impact of losing focus on the goals that could transform your business. The prefrontal cortex, the brain's gateway, just can't handle the daily flood that comes at us because it's designed to deal with teaspoons rather than tidal waves of information. In our culture of multitasking, according to Professor Clifford Nass of Stanford University, quote, "The neural circuits devoted to scanning, skimming, and multitasking are expanding and strengthening, while those used for reading and thinking deeply with sustained concentration are weakening or eroding." Close quote. What's the consequence? Quote, "Habitual multitaskers may be sacrificing performance on primary tasks. They are suckers for irrelevancy." Close quote. According to Jordan Grafman, quote, "Improving our ability to multitask actually hampers our ability to think deeply and creatively. The more you multitask, the less deliberative you become, the less you're able to think and reason out a problem." Close quote. Of course, you don't have to overload the brain. You can leverage the brain's capacity to concentrate superbly on one wildly important goal at a time, while still being aware of the other priorities. There's no better illustration of this principle